أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. We are commemorating the martyrdom of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. It is a tradition in many parts of the world, especially in Iraq, that on the fourth night people commemorate the sorrow of Ummul Baneen, salamullahi alayha, the mother of Abbas. Her name was also Fatima. But when she came to the house of Imam Ali alayhi salam after marriage, she noticed that whenever Imam Ali alayhi salam calls her Fatima, all the children of Fatima turn around to searching for their mother. So she requested Imam Ali alayhi salam not to call her Fatima, and she said, I see that the children of Fatima, salamullahi alayha, Fatima to Zahra, they miss their mother. So Imam Ali gave her a title. He called her Ummul Baneen, the mother of sons. So she only had sons. Some believe that she did give birth to a daughter who died when young. So she had 4 sons: Abbas alayhi salam, Ja'far, Uthman, and Muhammad. So she had 4 sons who were all young, brave, courageous, and they were all very loyal to Imam Hussain alayhi salam. From very young age, she told all of her sons not to call Imam Hassan or Imam Hussain alayhi salam by their name or call them brother. Never call them Ya Akha. Always say Sayyidi wa Maulai. So all of her sons called Imam Hassan or Imam Hussain alayhi salam Sayyidi wa Maulai, or my master. This was a training of Ummul Baneen, that she told her sons not to name or call them by saying that they are their brothers. From a very young age, she said to Abbas alayhi salam that, "O Abbas, whenever you speak to the children of Fatima, don't put your head up, always look on the ground." So from very young age, Abbas alayhi salam, from the training of his mother, used to always look down on the ground, would never look up to his brothers and sisters. There was a 22-year age gap between Imam Hussain alayhi salam and Abbas alayhi salam. At the birth of Abbas alayhi salam, it was Imam Hussain alayhi salam and Zainab Kubra salamullahi alayha both wanted Imam Ali alayhi salam to give this child to them, because they both wanted to bring him up. So there was a very close relationship between Ummul Baneen and the children of Fatima to Zahra salamullahi alayha. They all loved her very much, and she gave huge love and passion to all the children of Fatima to Zahra salamullahi alayha. And she never said that she had replaced her. She always said that I can never replace Fatima to Zahra. She was my mistress, she was my queen, she was my Sayyida, and I am her servant. This was the loyalty of Ummul Baneen. Imam Ali alayhi salam, when he wanted to marry her, he had asked his brother Aqil that I want to marry in a family that is all known for their courageousness and also for their loyalty. So Aqil, knowing the family trees of all the Arabs, he said, why don't you marry Fatima Kilabiya? Because her brothers, her father, her forefathers, all of her ancestry, they have all been brave men, and they're all known for their loyalty. So Imam Ali alayhi salam married her. Some scholars have also mentioned that Imam Ali alayhi salam in his Salatul Layl used to pray for a son who would represent him in Karbala. Like he always fought for the Holy Prophet, his son would fight for Hussein alayhi salam. And Allah gave him that son from the batn of Ummul Baneen, from Ummul Baneen, salamullahi alayha. She is buried in Jannatul Baqi next to the aunt of the Holy Prophet and Imam Ali alayhi salam, Safiya. There are many parts of her life where you can see grief. And looking at the history of her life, she saw the migration from Madina to Kufa and then came back to Madina after the Shahada of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And she always remained with Ahlulbayt alayhi salam. Imam Hassan gave her so much respect and love that even though she had been a stepmother to him, but he did not treat her like his stepmother. He always treated her like his own mother. Likewise, Imam Hussain alayhi salam loved her very dearly. And they respected her because of her own position, because of her own love for the Ahlulbayt alayhi salam. When Imam Hussain alayhi salam was going to Karbala, Ummul Baneen called all of her sons and said, if any one of you die saving Imam Hussain alayhi salam, then I will tell myself that I had one less son. I will say I did not have 4 sons. I will say I had only 3 or 2. But she said, I will never forgive you if anything happens in your lifetime to the son of Fatima, salamun alayha. You have to give your life to save Hussein. So they all promised their mother, all the 4 sons promised their mother that we will give our lives to save Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Many scholars have mentioned that she had lost her sight when she became elderly. At the time of Karbala, she had lost her sight. When the people came back from Karbala, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam with the ladies, he told Bashir ibn Jazlam, he said, go and announce in the masjid of Nabi that Hussein alayhi salam, قُتِلَ الْحُسَيْنُ بِكَرْبَلَا أَلَا يَا أَهْلَ يَثْرِبْ لَا مَقَامَ لَكُمْ بِهَا قُتِلَ الْحُسَيْنُ بِكَرْبَلَا. These are the words Bashir announced in the masjid of the Holy Prophet. O people of Yathrib. He did not say people of Madina. He said, because you named this city from Yathrib, you changed the name from Yathrib to Medina because of the Prophet, Madina to Nabi. But now the Muslims have killed the grandson of their own Prophet, so change it back to Yathrib. Do not call it Medina because you have lost the respect for the family of the Prophet. When Ummul Baneen in her own house heard that Hussein has been killed, she called upon her grandson, who was only, some say 7, some say 11, very young. She said, please take me to Masjid al-Nabi. So she had placed her chador, her dress on to cover her body, and quickly held a stick and placed her hand on the shoulder of her grandson and came to Masjid al-Nabi, and she said, Bashir, tell me which Hussein has been killed. Bashir said, the grandson of the Holy Prophet Hussein, the son of Ali and Fatima, Hussein has been killed. She said, oh Bashir, but how can I accept your word? How can Hussein be killed in the life of Abbas? He said, O lady Ummul Baneen, O Bibi, it was Abbas who died first, not Hussein. Abbas died before Hussein. Abbas was killed before Hussein. She said, but how can I accept that Abbas could not fight? Abbas was a brave man. He said, no, it was Abbas who, when he was hit with a big spade in his head, with a spear, he could not tolerate the pain and he dropped from the back of his horse on the ground. She said, oh Bashir, I cannot accept that Abbas could not stop the spear from being hit in his head. He said, no, Abbas did not have the arms. As soon as she heard that her son Abbas had lost his two hands before he died, she started crying loudly and she dropped her stick and she sat on the floor, started screaming and hitting herself, saying, Wa Abbasa, Wa Madluma, Wa Husaina, Wa Ghurbata. When she started saying those words, Bashir said, Who are you? She said, I'm the mother of Abbas. Oh Bashir, you have destroyed me. He said, but what did I say that hurt you so badly? I told you first that Abbas was killed before Hussein. What hurt you the most? She said, the words that my son was hit in his head and he dropped from the back of his horse onto the ground, but he did not have any hands. He did not have the hands. She said, oh Bashir, when someone drops from the back of the horse, they usually take the hands and cover themselves to stop themselves from hitting the ground, so their face does not hit the ground. Oh Bashir, tell me, was it the face of my son Abbas that hit the ground first, or was it the chest? Wafi sadrihi siham, and it had so many arrows in his chest. Tell me what happened to my son. How did he hit the ground? Was it all the arrows that were breaking? Was it the arrows that broke all over his chest? Or was it his face that hit the ground first? What happened? Bashir cried and said he had many arrows in his chest, but it was the face of Abbas that hit the ground first. She cried loudly and said to her grandson, O Fadl, please take me to Al-Baqi. I want to go to Baqi for a moment. The history says that she came to Baqi and sat down below a grave, towards the feet of a grave, and said, O Fatima, please forgive my son Abbas. He did not betray your son Hussein. It was my Abbas who died before your Hussein. My Abbas died before your Hussein. O Fatima, please forgive me. He could not save your daughters from being taken to the streets of Kufa and Damascus. She cried and cried, and then she said, I want to allow me to build some graves with her own hands. She said, this is the grave of my son Abbas. This is my son Ja'far. She built 4 graves for her 4 sons. Then said, O my sons, I will not cry upon you because your mother Ummul Baneen is alive. Then she built a 5th grave above the 4 graves of her son. And she said, this is the grave of Hussein. She said, O my master Hussein, I will cry upon you. I will cry upon you because your mother Fatima is not here to cry upon you. Then she said, may all of my sons be ransom for my master Hussein. May they all be taken as sacrifice. I wish Hussein lived. I wish Hussein wasn't killed. She cried and cried, and then the Marathi that she has said, the poetry, the riwayat says, the history says, even the most hard-hearted people like Marwan, when they heard Ummul Baneen cry, even he would start crying and say, what's wrong? Why does this lady cry so much? She cries so loudly, she makes me weep. They said, this is Ummul Baneen, the mother of Abbas. The mother of Abbas cries so loudly. Why? What does she say? She said a few couplets. She would say, oh people coming back from Karbala, just tell me one thing. Is Euphrates still blocked and the people cannot take water from it? Or has the water been freed after my son Abbas has died? People of Karbala, tell me, are the graves still dry? Or the people are now watering the graves? Have the people given water to the graves? And in the 3rd couplet, she would say, O people coming from Karbala, tell me, when my son Abbas dropped from the back of his horse, did he hit his face to the ground first or did he hit his chest to the ground first? O people coming from Karbala, tell me, how did my son lose his life? Did he ever ask Imam Hussain alayhi salam to do anything for him? O people of Karbala, tell me, my young sons who were so strong, how did they lose their lives? Ma'ali Sibtain Marhum Mazandarani, Sheikh Muhammad Mahdi Mazandarani says that 4 ladies could not live for 1 year after Karbala. When they came back to Madina, they did not live for a year. All 4 of them died within 1 year. The first one died within 4 months. Her name was Rabab. She would cry every day and she would say, "Va Husayna, Va Ghurbata." She died within 4 months. The second one, Layla, she died after 6 months. She would always remember Ali Akbar. She would always say, "Va Ali Akbara." Sheikh Muhammad Mahdi Mazandarani says that no matter who came to Madina, they wouldn't stop before asking within those 6 months, "Who is this lady that we hear crying so loudly?" They would say, "This is the mother of Ali Akbar." Who was the third lady who lost her life? It was Ummul Baneen. It was Ummul Baneen. She wouldn't stop crying. Every day she would go to Al-Baqi and cry loudly. And she would say, "Please do not call me Ummul Baneen, as I have woken up and I have no Baneen, I have no sons. I am no longer the mother of sons. I have no sons." And she died within the year. And the fourth lady was Zainab Kubra, who died within the first year after Karbala. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون.